Hi everyone, so in this video we're just going to cover the if statement. So it's very similar to the case statement in SQL. And you can see in the syntax here, it's equals if, open our brackets, and then we check for a condition in a cell. So for example, if cell E2 is greater than 2010, so that will be the year, then it will return the first value. Otherwise, it will return the second value. And I just want to add a reminder here of what each operator equates to. So we've got greater than, we've less than or equals to, or just equals to or not equals to. So let's create a flag in our data set here in column I. We'll name it year after 2010. And then in cell I2 equals if, open brackets, and then in release year we can click into cell E2, greater than 2010, comma 1, comma 0. So this is what it's going to return if it is true, if the value is true, and if the logical test is false, then it will return a 0. Close brackets, enter. So yeah. And now we can drag this down. And then when we look at row 9, for example, it's going to be 0 because it was released before 2010. So we can use if and check for two conditions by typing in and. So you can see here, equals if, open brackets, and, open brackets again. Then we can enter two conditions. So it's going to make sure that both conditions are met, then it will return 1, otherwise 0. So let's check for release year after 2010, and the duration is more than 120 minutes. Okay, so I'll just name the column after 2010 over 2 hours. And then enter our calculation equals if, open brackets, and. So we're checking release year greater than 2010, comma, and duration greater than 120, close brackets. So that's closed our first bracket after and then we enter our comma, our value of true 1, value of false 0, close brackets. And then if we just hover over the bottom right corner, double click, it's going to check it for everything. So you can see it doesn't happen very often where it's release year after 2010 and it's longer than 120 minutes. Okay, so if or will check for one of two conditions being met. So it's very similar to if and, except it will only need to have matched one of the two conditions to display the output in 1. And if not, we'll check for a condition not being met. So let's try both of these. So in cell K1, I'll just name it TV, PG, and PG equals, and then in our rating, equals if, open brackets, or, open brackets, and then in our rating, forgot to put equals, and then click into our rating, equals, open double quotation marks, and then we want it to be TV-PG, close double quotation marks, comma, and then we do F2 again, equals, double quotation marks, and then just PG. So because it's a string, we need to put this into double quotation marks. Then we can close our brackets, value of true 1, value of false 0. So since this is TVMA, it hasn't matched either condition that we put in. But if we drag down, we can see that because this is TVPG, it is matching it, so it's going to display 1. So then we can double click it, and it will show each time it's TVPG or just PG. And then if we scroll right to the bottom, we could sum these just below it. So you could enter our sum calculation and drag down the whole column, or you'll see at the top right here under editing option, we can hit auto sum and Excel automatically works out what we want to sum. So we can see how many then TV shows or movies have a rating of PG or TV PG. And then for if not, let's check what isn't R rated, for example. Equals if not, open brackets, rating equals double quotation marks R. Close brackets 1 0. And then so we can see there is a couple that are R rated. Okay, so that is it for if statements for now. In the next video we will look at sum ifs and count ifs, but I just want to delete our data here. So if you just click into year after 2010, the first one we created, and just hold Control Shift and end, let's just delete everything. Okay. And then we just want to keep our data. We're just putting in these columns for learning purposes. So I'll see you in the next video.